What's up, YouTube? My name is Eric. This isn't my normal videos where I go into coping tools or experiences. This is my vlog. I'm going to start trying to vlog. I'm ADHD, so I do run the risk that this is my only vlog. And next thing you know, I only have one vlog up there. But I didn't want to start a new channel or anything, and I wanted to add this to my channel just because I think it's important for me to share the shit that I go through and the challenges that I go through. And like this last year has been a fucking challenge. This New Year's been a fucking challenge. With the suggestion from my sponsor, from the suggestion of my therapist, trying a vlog might be something that will help me. And I'm going through a process right now of trial and error, to get my mindset straight, because I get a lot of bullshit that rents space in my brain, and I have this huge fear of relapse. I've never relapsed since I've gotten sober this time through, and I'm very, very proud of that. But it is a fucking fear of mine, because I know if I relapse, I'm not coming back. My last relapse hit so quick, so hard, that this time through, I mean, I literally, to the point that I have it planned out. I mean, if I have such an overwhelming fear of failure, of if I've failed everybody, or I felt like I failed everybody, I know I would probably end up being just completely fucked up and taking my own life. And that's not what I want. Like, I really enjoy helping people. I like sharing experiences and what I've been through and stuff, just hopefully that I help people. And through this, I mean, last year was a really tough year for me, and I didn't share a whole lot about it. I mean, there's a lot of trial and fucking error, all the way to the point that I gave so much to trying to help others. I mean, I let work suffer. I got my truck repoed in December. I had to get my truck back. I should do a fucking YouTube on that. That was a great experience. Never had that happen before. And it's like no one's fault but my own. I mean, I had to go pay for it to get it out of the repo yard. Thankfully, I had the money to do it, but it was like I stopped paying attention to the little things and let parts of my life really start to suffer. I got to the point that even just recently, like, my laundry's piled up and dishes starting to pile up, and like I'm like, dude, these are signs of fucking depression. Like, it's hitting hard, and I can't take meds. A lot of the meds screw with me. And especially working from my house now instead of at dealerships, like running them, like, I'm isolated a lot. Like it's me and the dog and the cats. Only so much you can do. And I ended up going to 3 AA meetings on Monday, just because my brain was getting bad. My brain was getting bad. And I needed help, and I started reaching back out. I reached out to a BetterHelp therapist. I reached out to my psychologist. I reached out to my family, because I know the path and stuff that is going on. I had to see, okay, what do I need to change and do? Because the one thing that I do have is I do really, really love helping people. Like, helping people is huge for me. It brings me a lot of joy. Just because, I mean, my dad's suicide and stuff, I mean, that wrecked me. And I'm still even in the grieving process of it. Everyone's like, how did you get over your, there's 2 suicides? Like, I grieve still. I don't know if I'm ever going to stop grieving. So it's not like I'm bulletproof and like, hey, here's the magic answer. I don't know what the magic answer is. All I know is it's one day at a time. And last year I had a lot of ups and downs. When it comes to, marriage, a lot of ups and downs. I mean, even the marriage right now, like, my marriage is very, very challenged. And I don't even share a whole lot about that, but I don't care about hiding shit. I don't mind being full disclosure. We've had challenges for a long time, and it stems from the fact that when I was cheating on my wife. I was using a massive amount of alcohol and cocaine. And it was me. It was my decisions, me being a shitty human being. And we had separated, and we'd gotten back together literally because of my dad's suicide. It wasn't because we worked things out necessarily. And, there's been a ton of ups and downs. And now, even when it comes to like financial burdens, that weighs on us. And I've went to unhealthy even coping techniques and skills, because, I've struggled with sex addiction. And, this past year, I've struggled with it really hard. And there are some people even that I flirted with or texted with that I shouldn't have, but I did. There's things that, my wife and I have talked about taking multiple breaks and splits, divorce. We've discussed all of that. And there's going to be a lot of changes even this year. There has to be. And a majority of our shit revolves, like a lot of my stress even too comes from financial stress. I mean, I live in California and the cost of living where I am is just, it's stupid. And it weighs on my brain. I have to move. I've been talking about it and trying to figure this out for a bit. And the reason I haven't even moved is because I put helping people in front of everything that I've done so much that I let my own house kind of fall apart. And I robbed Peter to pay Paul. And what I mean by that is, okay, I'm gonna miss this credit card payment for this bill here that's past due. I don't make bad money, but I don't make great money now, and I don't make the same money that I did when we were living here. And that alone is very stressful. And that wears on your brain. It wears on your mental state, and it's hard. And people don't get that because, that's the thing that I hate even about social media is you go to social media and everybody looks happy. Everything's wonderful. I mean, the thing that drives me bonkers is like people will be like, oh, you're TikTok famous or whatever, like that shit. I don't even know what the fuck that means. I have 740,000 followers on TikTok. And the only reason I have that is it wasn't even for follows or likes. I mean, I've done it for well over a year and a half where I was giving out my phone number every single day just for somebody to have a friend. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a counselor. Like I struggle like everybody else is let you know that you're not alone. And I've gotten obsessed with different things. I mean, I've gotten obsessed with sex. I've gotten obsessed with YouTube. I've gotten obsessed with TikTok. I've gotten obsessed with work. And that's my personality. That's how I am. And it's trying to keep all that in check. That's why I think sharing about it is the best because it helps us own it. I mean, I didn't expect even my TikTok to blow up the way that it did, and I wasn't prepared for it. I mean, I say a lot of inappropriate shit because none of the stuff I did was ever really designed for teens or anybody of that. It was I come from. I mean, what helped me get sober was AA and NA. If you go to AA and NA meetings, I mean, shit gets real quick in those meetings. I mean, they're pretty gnarly sometimes, and the shares are pretty gnarly sometimes, and that's what I loved about it because it was about like principles before personalities. And I try to keep that in my own life, and I even fell victim to it. I mean, I became an online bully at this time last year to different YouTubers, which I think was dumb. And like I look back at it and reflect because you never know what somebody's fucking going through. I mean, I shared on TikTok like. It was about 3 weeks ago. I mean, I started going logically into committing suicide, and I had to reach out to my mom for help. I reached out to my brother, and yeah, that's who I reach out to. I mean, I reach out for help, and like I struggle. I go to all my doctor's appointments. I remember my meds. I have alarms set for my meds because it's that important to me. And you have to have that stuff. But if you notice yourself slipping, you got to ask for that help. When you start even doing that and becoming more public and in the public light, it does bear actually more stress on you because you're all of a sudden held to higher standards that you're not used to, especially somebody like me. And like, I'll own all my shit. Like, I've been a bully before. I've cheated on my wife before. I've been a piece of shit before. I have sexted people before. I've just been a shitty human being before. But I know I've also been a good person before. And I don't think either one cancels it out. I just got to own the shit, and I got to own the good too. And that's why, yesterday on TikTok, I had to put out there, and I think it has like 150,000 views already. But like, I'm not giving out my phone number anymore for a while, because like I've at this point, I think I have like 25 or 2,600 different people like text messages that I have to respond to, and I respond to them, but it's like. I feel like I'm letting people down, and that failure then adds to it. Then the failure of work adds to it. The failure of not being able to afford everything adds to it. The failure of I'm alone and isolated adds to it. The failure of all that like builds up on me. And it's hard not to self-harm. I punch pillows sometimes. I'm doing the glue, I'm doing the tape, and it's like trying to remember that, hey, it's okay, and this is just the ways of life, but fuck it, I'm almost 40 years old, and at 33, if you like, fuck, dude, I was drunk, but fuck, dude, phenomenal amount of money. I had a lot of fake happiness, and I had a lot less stress than I do now. And that was one of the biggest things I found about being sober. When you don't use some of these really unhealthy coping techniques, trying to learn the new ones is hard, you know? I mean, going out for a lot of coffee with the sponsors, you know, reaching out for help a lot. I mean, I spend a lot of time on the phone now here just recently, like reaching out to different people for help. Just trying to get my mindset straight. Like, okay, what else can I now change? Like, I've gained weight since I've done this. When I started actually doing YouTube, I weighed like 225. That was like my ideal weight where I wanted to be. I'm up to like 255 because I'm not eating healthy. I'm not working out like I was. And so it's about time balance. And I allowed even this to become its own kind of monster, even though I have a Discord community and the website and all that stuff set up. I had to take it all on my own. And that's not what it's about. So, you know, I'm now going to see what it's like not giving out my phone number every day. Hopefully the messages will slow down and I can actually respond to people that respond to me because, I mean, I get a ton of Instagram messages. I mean, my Instagram box fills up in fucking one day of like 99 plus messages. And it's like, holy shit. And I want to get back to everybody because I want them to know that they matter. But then I put this pressure on myself that then it harms my work because I'm not doing as much work and stuff that I need to that pays my bills. And that's where, you know, I've really, starting this vlog, I think is going to help me keep my side of the street clean because of my fear of relapse and that, you know, my constant reminder of that I do struggle. I do struggle with depression. I mean, I know I'm depressed right now because of where my laundry has been, where the dishes are right now, how clean my house is right now. I mean, I used to clean my house once a week. And when I clean my house, I'm not talking about, you know, just vacuuming stuff. I mean, I was like wiping everything down, doing all of the laundry. I mean, I dialed it in every single week and I'm not at all. So I've noticed that those changes have happened. So I have to make changes. Because that's some of the stuff that even that helped me stay sober and helps me stay sober is my routine. So getting back to my routine is going to be key. And keeping myself accountable because that's the whole thing. Like the two people in life that I have to stay 100% accountable to is my sponsor and my family. Those are the ones that matter the most to me because then it helps keep me to where I need to be. Not accountable to anybody else. And I have to focus on them and not get distracted. Because when I do, and you'll never be able to please everybody. You'll never be able to comfort everybody, and that's okay. I think that, you know, with some of the changes, especially when I move, that will help. And I don't know where I'm going to move. I don't. I just know I can't stay in California. I mean, my rent where I live, this place right now I live in, the rent here is $3,200 a month after utilities. It's $3,200 a fucking month after utilities. And this isn't an inexpensive place even. Like I'm looking at like one bedrooms even around here and they're fucking $1,900. And I'm just like, holy shit, like how do people even afford California? I don't get it. And where my income hits, I'm not in like low income where I get any kind of help. But I can't make it. Like I get and understand. I talk to a lot of people that hit that like fucking gap where it's like you're not low income, but you're not, you know, fucking balling it. And it sucks because it does beat me up a lot because I used to be balling it and not anymore. Have it for over a year now. And so that's hard. And it does wear on me. I think not answering, you know, as many text messages is going to help. It's going to help me free up my time so I can do some of my passions. I mean, I'm always going to do TikTok. I'm always going to do YouTube. Keep growing this. I really want this nonprofit to become something amazing and keep myself even accountable to on you know, my pitfalls with addiction so that I don't fall into it. Because the bigger that this is growing to, I mean, it is amazing. I mean, you do get criticism from different family members or even from friends. I mean, one of my biggest critics is one of my best friends. That, you know, he even lived with me. He was part of the part that started this with me. But I appreciate even his criticism because it's on that one-on-one basis and because he is a recovering addict also and he knows. And his is like, dude, I think you're doing too much, bro. Like, I don't want to see you relapse. Like, that's the cool thing when it comes to this and why I'm trying it is because we as addicts know that, like, we don't want the other person to relapse. Last year, right around this time, actually the end of January, I had a really good friend. He was a salesman, and his daughter, I watched her get sober, helped her get sober through the Salvation Army rehab, was doing really well, ended up relapsing on Norcos. Next thing you know, is doing heroin. Next thing you know, overdoses and dies from heroin mixed with fentanyl. And that was a huge eye opener. And I have to remember that can be me. So I'm gonna just start sharing my days. Like yesterday again was a hard day, but I pushed through it and made the decision not to give out my phone number anymore. I'll still be responding to all the texts. My phone number's out there all over the fucking place. You know, I'm trying to set up more healthier boundaries and keeping to myself and just growing this and doing what I can to make a difference. Because that's all I want to do is just make a difference. Make a difference and work and pay my bills and live a happy little life. I don't need a bunch of cars. I don't need a big mansion. I don't need any of that shit. I want a happy little life that I can maybe travel a little bit, like go to a different state and just travel for traveling's sake and get away for like a weekend, and have like that recoup time and be able to help people and be able to be happy with work and with my life. Because right now there's a lot of areas I'm not happy with. So I'm working on it. And I want to do this so that everyone knows that, you know, this is life. This is the reality of it. I mean, you go on my social medias, it looks a lot happier than this. I get it. There are parts of me that are very, very happy. There's parts of me that are very, very dark and depressed. And that's the whole thing with depression. I mean, we wear the fakest smiles, and I'm not always faking it. It's not like I'm depressed nonstop. And that's why I try to explain to people what depression's like. It's not nonstop. It's not like I find these joys, but it's there. It's there in the corner. A little thundercloud waiting to fucking come and strike me with some lightning. But I hope that this helps. And I'm going to give this a try, and I'm going to really try and keep myself accountable for it. So if you're subscribed to my channel, you're going to see my daily vlogs popping up, and I'm going to be talking about the day before, of kind of what happened in my day, because it's hard, especially when I'm alone. And so I think that's why I get therapy almost in a sense from talking and recording, because it's kind of like I'm talking to somebody and not like the fucking wall or my dog or my cats or my fish. It's like talking. So, I mean, anybody out there that's struggling, I mean, that's what I think it comes down to, is it's just that trial and error to find out what works. And just knowing that we're not alone. And I hope maybe this will even help somebody along the way. I mean, what I look at of what I got to work on right now is stopping with giving out my phone number, responding to all my texts. I have budgeted times now strictly for work, and eating healthy to get my point now, to then to the part that I start working out again. Those are the big things right now I'm going to be focusing on, and going to meetings. And also being appropriate in all my texts. I mean, if I have an adult that texts me that's, you know, a 36-year-old female or a 40-year-old female or a 30-year-old female, and they start saying that I'm attractive or start flirting, to make sure that I have those firm boundaries set on where do I need to move to keep it set on, you know, growing what I'm growing and taking care of what I've created so far and continuing it to grow is what my first steps really are. And then I can break it down and go even stronger in between, because I've been very big always on goals, affirmations. And I got to get back. My affirmations are in my bathroom. Got to get back to doing those every single day. I know I'm slacking because I might do them once a week. And I used to do them like 3 times a day, every day, 3 times each time. So I got to get back to that even too. Like I've started really making a lot of lists of, okay, this is what I got to focus on. And they're little things so that I don't overwhelm myself, because that's one of the things I can do really easily, is overwhelm myself. So I've been good about taking my meds. I've been good about eating. So those two have been good. I've been good about sleeping, showering, you know, brushing my teeth, all that. But I have to now start implementing more stuff into my life to start getting back to where I want to get. And I know I will. It'll just take some time. Got to get a lot more active, though, back into AA and NA. Because I've let that slip. I mean, I got to the point that I was doing like 1 AA meeting a week. And that's not where I'm at all with recovery. So I got to work on that. But I'm excited about it, and I'm excited about this. See how it goes. the first one always I've noticed is easy to do. It's always easy to be fucking motivated for like the first day, the second day, the third day, and then it kind of weans off. So if I can vlog for 28 days straight, that's fucking huge. Fucking huge. So, I mean, if anybody's out there struggling though, I mean, I got all my social media links below. It may be me that responds. It may be one of the admins that responds. I mean, if you need help, I got my links down below to all my affiliate people are like, oh, you do affiliate links. Like, yeah, I have affiliate links. I think I made like, I don't know, $1 off of Amazon. And it wasn't even about that. Like, yeah, I do want to make a little bit of money off of it to help compensate, or maybe buy a better mic or something of that sort. Maybe even buy new glasses so that they're better reflecting glasses, because I haven't gotten new glasses in 3 years, 4 years. I know my prescription's changed. But I made like $1 off of that. And I have a link down below even to BetterHelp. I've gotten criticism for that. I've used it, trial and error. It doesn't work for everybody. I know that. But you know, at least with me, even it helps. It kind of helps just to have that, like, it's almost in a sense, like kind of like life coach, keep my shit in check. And just somebody to vent to and talk with, because especially when you're very isolated and alone, it helps. But I mean, for anybody out there struggling, just know this, that I struggle too. And you're not alone. So we got this shit. Tomorrow will be a new story. Let's see if we can do this shit tomorrow. Like, I have this little fucking goal up. Let's see if I can vlog this shit tomorrow, because I got it today. Let's see if I can do it tomorrow. I love you guys.